It's over. It's done. Your career, my career, yeah, all of it. Finito. Cooked.
So yeah, while you were sleeping, your pointy-haired boss, you know the one, the guy who still thinks Java is an actual island, he just copy-pasted some prompt he found from a LinkedIn influencer and automated your entire department straight into oblivion. Hope that standing desk was worth it.
And you know what? That one question on Hacker News, that is the sound of 1 million developers screaming in unison as they realize their 6-figure salary for, centering a div is about to just, poof, vaporize. It is 2026-0404, and you're watching The Raw Deep Tech.
All right, so let's lean into this existential dread, shall we? Why is every single VC-funded hype Jedi out there absolutely convinced you're about to be replaced by what is, let's be honest, a glorified autocomplete?
I mean, let's be real for a second. This comparison, it's not even fair. On one side, you've got a fragile, fleshy human who, needs beanbags and free kombucha and probably therapy. And on the other side, the perfect corporate drone. It doesn't complain, it doesn't ask for a raise, it just executes. It is literally a C-suite executive's wet dream.
And look, if we're being honest, coding is kind of the perfect job for an AI to steal. Why? Well, first off, 90% of your job is just regurgitating the exact same CRUD patterns you've seen 1 million times. Guess what? The model's seen 1 billion. Second, software is binary. It either works or it doesn't. Your CI/CD pipeline, that's the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner. And third, and this is the best part, we did this to ourselves. We spent decades building this whole culture of automating everything. And now, the automation has come for the automators. You just gotta love the delicious irony, right?
And the speed, the velocity is just terrifying. You know that side project you've been putting off for, 2 years? Yeah, some kid with a Claude subscription just shipped 3 of them this afternoon before he even finished his first Monster energy drink. The productivity gains we're talking about here aren't just big, they are absolutely astronomical.
Okay, but wait. Just as you're about to trade in your MacBook for a plumbing license, reality, well, it comes crashing in. Let's introduce the hype train to its mortal enemy, the 20-year-old legacy monolith.
Because, surprise, it turns out that generating code at light speed often just means you're generating garbage at light speed. So welcome to the era of AI slop. That's the new term for these giant mountains of low-quality, barely functional code that, guess who, has to be completely rewritten by a human who actually understands the problem.
And look, the data totally backs this up. Studies are showing that AI-assisted code has a massively higher code churn rate. So yeah, you're committing faster, for sure, but you're just spinning your wheels, rewriting the same broken garbage again and again, all while your manager is high-fiving himself over completely meaningless velocity metrics. Look, AI is an absolute champion at building a shiny new to-do list app from scratch, a perfect, self-contained, greenfield project. But your actual job is maintaining a system that looks like a total dumpster fire. A system designed back when Bill Clinton was president, with business logic just scattered across 1 million lines of undocumented Java, thousands of Oracle stored procedures, and, yep, some COBOL that's probably older than you are. And like one veteran dev put it perfectly, these systems, they aren't just code, they're archaeological digs. Seriously. They're a fossil record of every single bad decision, every rush deadline, and every developer who just rage quit without notice for the last 30 years. So you see, this isn't a code generation problem. It's an understanding problem.
And that brings us to what I call the full self-driving problem. You know, getting a car to drive itself 99% of the time? Turns out that's the easy part. It's that last 1%, the weird edge cases, the deer jumping out of nowhere, the split-second life-or-death decisions. That's what's borderline impossible. It's the exact same thing with code. An AI can get you 99% of the way there on a simple CRUD app, but production systems, they live and die in that last 1%.
So what does this all mean? The job isn't disappearing, it's mutating. And just like any evolution, there are going to be winners and there are going to be losers. So it's time to consult the official survivability tier list to see who, actually gets to keep their job.
All right, up at the top, S tier, we have the absolute Chad systems architect. This is the legacy whisperer, the one person in the whole company who can actually navigate that legacy dumpster fire because they understand the why behind the code. Okay, down in A tier, you've got the AI wrangler, the prompt artist. This is basically the new manager supervising a whole team of digital minions. Then we get to C tier. This is the boilerplate CRUD dev. Your whole job is literally just pattern matching, which is exactly what AI was built for. You are on some seriously thin ice. And at the very bottom, F tier, completely, utterly, 100% cooked, is the Stack Overflow copy paster. Your only skill has just been automated by a browser extension. GG's, my friend, it's over.
And hey, this isn't just some theory. People are already doing this. Take the systems architect here. He's not writing code anymore. Nope. He's writing governance docs and leading a team of AI agents. He's become the supervisor, the AI wrangler. He is the A-tier survivor in the wild. All right, so final verdict time. Is there any hope? Or are you just a temporary biological bottleneck in the grand, uncaring machine of shareholder value?
Let's just ask it one last time, straight up. Are you cooked?
Okay, here's the deal. This is the most crucial point. If you're just a coder, basically a monkey paid to translate Jira tickets into boilerplate syntax, then yes, you are absolutely 100% unequivocally cooked. That job is gone. But if you're an engineer, someone who actually does system design, solves complex problems, and exercises real judgment, well, your job isn't gone. It's just evolved. In fact, it's probably more important than ever before.
But, hey, don't get too comfortable. Because in the end, this isn't really about technology. It's about economics. Case in point, in 2024, EA, after a hugely profitable year, laid off hundreds of developers. And in that same year, they paid their executives $60 million. So you see, the job isn't disappearing, it's just shifting. It's shifting from writing the code yourself to building the automated systems that prove the AI's code isn't complete and utter garbage. Yeah, your new role is basically quality assurance for a robot that hallucinates. Welcome to the future. This has been the Raw Deep Tech. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.